I want to talk about how you got into Inglorious Basterds. Can I talk about that or no?
I guess so, but maybe it's a struck. No, it's the Weinstein Company, which can't be struck. Or no, it's Universal. Because the Weinsteins are in prison, so are they struck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can't talk about movies that you did already?
I don't know, but I will. So let's talk about it.
No, but I want to know how that happened because it's like, I had known you as a director, but then when I saw that, first of all, one of my favorite movies, right? And you were so good in it.
It's a pleasure.
But did he call you Tarantino?
And he called me Eli. Sorry, it's right there.
I liked it.
That's too stupid.
It was
if
good.
you set up the dumbest one, it's just going to come out from my
That
brain
was
to
so
my
good,
mouth.
dude.
No
That
filter.
was really crafty.
It's terrible.
That was faster than Red
Shame.
Lobster.
That was so
Shame.
fucking fast, dude.
Shame.
Yeah.
Ring the shame bell.
Quentin Tarantino call you?
Yes. Well, Quentin Tarantino and I knew each other because he'd been a big fan of my first film, Cabin Fever.
Yes.
And a big vocal supporter of it. And then when we made Hostel, he was a producer on it.
Wow.
And he was just like, and so him putting his name as Quentin Tarantino Presents changed the movie. It changed the perception. It changed the opening. Like suddenly it got like, it's almost like you need an artistic credit card of someone stamping it going, I like this. The way Peter Jackson gave me quotes for Cabin Fever. So Tarantino put his name on House. So we became very, very close.
And my friend Jay is in it. Was that Jay Hernandez in that?
Yeah.
Jay's
Yeah,
the best.
my boy's in that.
We love
Yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Hernandez.
I love Jay.
So we went, we became close. And finally, it was like someone who could, there are very few people in Hollywood that really give you straight advice and honest advice and that have been through your similar experience. You have that moment where you're like, what do I do next? Who do I trust? And Quentin was always such a good friend to me, like an older brother. He's like, no, don't worry about this. Don't buy a house yet. Don't spend your money. He's like, he had such great advice.
Wow.
He goes, after Hostel, he goes, don't buy a house. He goes, do not buy a house until you can totally afford to furnish it and not work for 2 years. I go, why? He goes, so many people I know bought a house right after their first thing, and then every decision, they couldn't afford the mortgage, but every decision was based on
The mortgage.
the mortgage. So suddenly you're an employee of your house, and you're not making the smart career decision. He's like,
Also,
after,
you're doing like a commercial or
he's
something.
like
you don't wanna-
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. He's like, I was sleeping on Scott Spiegel's couch. I was just crashing with friends. I had a tiny apartment. He goes, Jackie Brown was when I bought my house because I didn't want to have to be an employee in my house.
After Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
even.
he didn't buy a house after that. I was like, what incredible.
Wow.
So smart anyways. So like we had that kind of relationship. And then with Inglorious Basterds, he's like, I'd actually had him, he was writing it and I was like his Jewish fact checker. He's like, Eli, he's like, what did you do this? He's like, would a Jewish person give absolution to the Nazis if it meant ending the war? And I was like, nope, we would kill every single one of them. I was like, that's not a Jewish concept. I was like, we were moneylenders. We collect interest on everything, including anger. We're more pissed about shit from 2,000 years ago now. I was like, trust me, the Nazis tried to fucking wipe us off the face of the earth. There's no reasoning with them. They must all be killed. He's like, okay, I got it. And then I was like, if you really want to understand kind of Judaism, come to my Passover Seder, because we always talk about the history of the Jews, but always relate it to kind of modern times and all people who are enslaved and in bondage and how do you, it's like that's what the Seder is about. It's about that conscientiousness of freeing anyone enslaved around the world. And after that, Quentin was like, I think I got chapter 5. And, I mean, even like he was writing it and then he's like, he wrote a Boston Jew. So he heard me, we were kind of doing the Boston accents at our Seder, which we like to do, like, managed to now, like talking like fucking wicked assholes kid.
Yeah.
Like as a joke. But he's like, I can't get the character out of your head. So I found out he was auditioning like every other Jewish actor, but it turns out he was auditioning them kind of against me. I sort of had it. I never auditioned for it. He had me in his head when he wrote it. And then he called me. He's like, and everyone's like, is Quentin going to read you? I'm like, I don't know. So he's like, hey man, I'm coming to, I'm going to Berlin like tomorrow. Do you want to grab dinner? I'm like, yeah. So I go to dinner with him. He's like, all right, so look, Donowitz has to be like a 360-degree character. This can't be like, Death Proof or Grindhouse where you're just kind of coming to be the fun of. I'm like, wait, do I have the party? He goes, yeah. So listen, Donowitz has to be like, and I go, should we do like a toast? Yeah, cheers. Listen, this can't. I need the character's history. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking going method on this. I'm gonna have the whole history, the whole thing. And the first day of rehearsal,
Were you nervous?
no, I was prepared. I knew him. I knew been on set with him. We'd made movies together. I knew exactly what he wanted, and I knew I could deliver it. So I was fucking ready. I mean, there's always that little bit of anxiety that you want to nail it. Wow. But I was fucking ready for this. I was like, if this is the only thing I ever do in my lifetime, this is it. This is my chance to help reinvent the image of Jewish men in movies. I love Woody Allen and Jerry Seinfeld. The kind of Adam Sandler, the nebbishy funny. Like I grew up on that.
Yeah.
But there weren't any really fucking tough Jews in movies. It didn't exist. So I was
Yeah.
like, this is a chance to fucking rewrite the books and create an icon that Jewish guys can go, I want to be that. So I was up at 4 a.m, fucking lifting weights. I was at the gym like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the night.
Wow.
40.
Because you look so big in that movie.
Yeah, I put on. Well, he also put me next to Sam Levine, which he's like.
That's true. That's
It's like
true.
I fucking hooked you up.
I love Sam. Yeah,
We love Sam.
Yeah.
They're doing the 7 Cubs. It was like it's a size difference. No, but on camera you look big. But I would put on 45 pounds of lean muscle.
Wow.
I was eating like every 90 minutes. I went crazy, and I was like, and I did the character, and then he asked.
That's
me,
how you know Paul Rust for Love.
and that's how I know Paul Rudd.
Right, because Paul Rust was in that. Yeah,
Paul was the best. We had a great time doing that. So that's
Great
where I
guy,
met Paul.
yeah.
So I've always been following Paul's career. So I've watched Love from season 1. I think it's a brilliant show.
Wow.
So underrated. Such a good show. And
it was Brad. Had you known him before that?
no,
Was he
cool.
nice?
Fucking coolest.
Wow.
You're waiting for the moment for him to snap? Nope, never. Fucking nice to everybody. So psyched to be there. Staying in character. Like hangs out with the crew. One of the as cool as I had hoped he would be. He was that cool.
Oh my God.